It is certainly my pleasure to be with you guys, with the distributors here tonight. The first thing we have to do is offer you a great, warm, and friendly to this AMOA event for all those distributors who have traveled so far to be here tonight. I guess now, though, we also have to acknowledge the local distributor who, unfortunately, it happens to be in his town, Greater Southern. He's probably got more requests than a rock radio station for all kinds of things to do. So why are we here tonight? Well, we're here to do three things. One is to see some new product. Two is to learn more about our existing product and our current product. And three is for some straight talk. The straight talk will come from me. Rachel and the salespeople will present some exciting product to you. But before we do that, we have to go through the protocol of a lot of announcements. One of the first announcements is I'd like to announce the appointment of Mr. Chuck Passarelli as our General Manager of Parts and Service. Mr. Jim Weinrock has moved on to a new position in gaming, and Chuck comes to us with a tremendous background in administrative success. I think you should take some time during the show and during this event to sit and talk to him about his vision of the future. I'm sure you'll find it as exciting as ours. One of the programs here tonight is based on giving you the information on all the games so that you will be equipped at any time in the booth to answer the questions intelligently. And if you do it, we will make the sales. Well, we now have covered off the assignments, so let's get into the program. The part of the program that I'm involved in here is some straight talk. We went to the seminar on August the 14th, and we said distribution, if you're going to be part of electronic distribution in the future, you have to add value. But we too have to add value. We too have to create, produce, manufacture, promote, and sell products that earn. Now our track record on that, long-term track record, is hard to beat. But along the way, there's some bumps in the road. What I'd like to do is to talk about, in general, some pinball and video issues, and then also about those specific bumps in the road. But before I do that, there's an interesting observation that I've made, and I'm sure you've done it. The way the financing in our business has changed. When I first came in this business, it was family capital. But then distribution now has been able to attract bank financing. We even have the second largest bank in the world chasing us for our business. But with a bank comes an agreement, comes covenants, comes ratios, comes a partner. The manufacturers, in order to meet the vast requirement, capital requirement, to keep more than 20 projects in queue at any one time, went to the public market. So you have a partner, we have stockholders. Now, that means that there's like 4 schedules that have to line up for us. That is the financial schedule, the development schedule, the production schedule, the market schedule. And when those 4 don't line up exactly, you have what we call a revision. Now, Mortal Kombat 4, the moon, the stars, the sun, Venus, and Mercury didn't all line up. We were anxious to get to market. We knew there had to be a revision. And that revision would entail 3 mystery players and more things. The results that we had from our test locations, we may have the wrong test locations, indicated the strongest ROI of any game in the arcade was Mortal Kombat 4, even without these mystery players. It was our belief that the operator could enjoy 4 or 5 weeks of earnings, because it takes about 4 or 5 weeks before players really can define and understand and earn the right to play a mystery player. We were wrong. We released the game too early. And now we're into a revision. Rachel Davies is going to explain this revision to you in great detail. But the game now has the ability to reach its potential that it always had. But now we have to reignite the game. We need your help. We need your focus. We need your effort. And we need your orders. All of us in this room, manufacturers, distributors, and operators, need the profit of that game. And by God, it's a profitable game. Let me switch gears a little bit and go into pinball. Now, there is a pinball market. There is a pinball market. There is a pinball market. How big that market will be and how much it will grow and how it will shape depends an awful lot on us. There is no one who has done more in innovations in pinball, in trying to attract new players, new fun. We have tried a lot. We have invested a lot. I think that the biggest problem with pinball today is an attitude adjustment. By that I mean every day you hear something negative about pinball. We have to counteract that because there is a market and there will be a market. As long as we continue to have a positive attitude towards pinball, it will be there. The truth is that that business will rebound and that business will grow. One of the interesting things is, though, again, it needs focus, it needs effort, it needs orders. Now, we unfortunately pushed the envelope too far on NBA Fast Break at a time when it was a very slow selling season. That unfortunately affected Medieval Madness, a tremendous game, a tremendous game. Now we have Cirqus Voltaire, another game with new innovations and with great potential. We have to communicate more carefully on this pinball, never to lose an opportunity to sell as many as we can. Again, I ask for your effort, I ask for your focus, I ask for your orders. One of the things that you've asked us to do always is to be innovative, to add, to create, to give us new products. We did that. It's a game called Touchmaster. Now, in less than 2 years, Touchmaster has come far and fast. Unfortunately, it's not fast enough, it's not far enough. We are committed that just like in pinball and video, we will be #1 in the touchscreen arena. Why do I say that? We have the financial resources to do that. We have the people resources to do that. We make hit games that collect money. Now, we need the support of loyal distributors as we journey to that position of being #1. Now, we will be there. We will be there. Will you be there with us? Again, it's a question of adding value. It's a question of focus. It's a question of effort. And it's a question of orders. You know, I've been standing up here talking, it doesn't seem like it, but it's almost 30 years. The same faces are in this audience. We've all traveled a perilous journey to get here tonight. And we've all gone through a lot in our industry. But by God, we're here, which means we're good, which means we know what we're doing. We make mistakes. You lose focus. But if we can continue the dialogue and the straight talk between us, we will succeed. Every product that we have up here that will be revealed to you is a profit potential put together by us for the market. I'd now like to switch the program and ask our Director of Sales, Ms. Rachel Davies, to join me.
Oops. Thank you. Mortal Kombat 4. We had a false start. But like good athletes, we have to move on and focus on the race ahead of us. By now, you would all have received your Revision 2 upgrade chips. What I'd like to do is point out some of the various features that are contained in those chips. The first thing we've done is we've added 3 characters. As you can see, the 15 new players we have here. We have the 3 center boxes have now been filled. We have Jax. Jax is returning. Jax has great moves, but he's also got new moves in here as well. This is powerful. This is great. Reiko, he's a brand new character. He's a great, it's inspirational things. I do some demonstrations, but I might fall off the podium. Okay. Then we have Johnny Cage coming back because he was one of the favorite with the players. Again, he's got all the original moves, but he also has new moves. 3D movement. Now, this is really hard to describe. You have to really watch. When they throw the weapon, you can dodge in a 3-dimensional fashion. So he's moving around. You can control that. The player loves this stuff. This is really important. You can dodge weapons, you can dodge secret moves, and it really helps with things like the special effects. Now, something that Mortal Kombat 4 brought to the game was weapons. Not just punching and kicking, but each character having their own weapons. Well, in Revision 2, you can now throw the weapons. Now, this really helps. It really adds something to the playability using the weapons. And again, the special effects. Okay. And of course, our favorite, the combat codes. You know, those things that get on the internet that we all like drive us nuts, that the players really love. Well, again, we've brought it back, and we, of course, will be leaking those codes to make sure everybody gets them and comes into the arcades and plays. Interactive backgrounds. When you saw the original Mortal Kombat 4, you saw that there were things lying around, like rocks, like skulls. Now you can use them as weapons. This is great fun. Everybody wants to pick a skull up and throw it at somebody. And it's also really useful for finishing off the players. 2-on-2 play. Now you saw that on the original one, but you didn't have access to it. Revision 2 gives you access. This is very important to understand the potential. Now you can have 4 characters in like a tag team style. So potentially you could make your 2-player game into a 4-player game. And the operator has the opportunity to charge more for 2-on-2 play than he would with the 1-on-1 play. So again, this is a great opportunity for the operator to make more money. And yeah, we didn't actually have the endings on Mortal Kombat 4, the first version that went out, because we didn't think people would get there. Well, they did. So we've more than made up for it. The endings now use a very special technique. This technique is called full motion video. This is like having a whole animated cartoon at the end of every finishing character, at the end of the 1-player games. This is so impressive. I think we all should just stop and watch it for a little bit, and if you can crank up the sound so they can hear how good this is, really to see the effects.
My former position as protector of Earth. Raiden, it will be my honor to succeed you.
If it weren't for me, you would still be a tortured soul, rotting in the pits of the Netherrealm.
You dare question me?
I do more than question you, Shinnok. I challenge you.
I don't know what to say. I guess I can start by thanking all my fans out there. Well, that's enough of the mushy stuff. I mean, let's get real here, huh? When am I gonna get some real competition?
That's really outstanding. But the one thing that we know Mortal Kombat has basically been known for is fatalities. Now, I'd like to tell you all that we did edit this, so it isn't quite as gruesome as it should be, but I really think you should see some of the fatalities so you can tell people what's really in here.
Finish him! quality.
Well, if I'd known you've enjoyed it that much, I maybe wouldn't let them edit it quite as much as they did. But that's not all of them. There are a lot more. I hope I didn't let anybody off their dinner tonight. Well, if that wasn't enough for you, let's talk about the marketing that we're going to do with Revision 2. We've contacted all the great game player magazines. We're making sure that they understand all the differences between what went out originally and Revision 2. And this is what we're referring to this game as, Revision 2. We've also done a lot of internet stuff, putting all the features on the internet and making sure that they know about that. The other thing we've done is we've taken advertisements, advertising, Revision 2. We're also doing a lot of direct mailings, and we're also doing some fun promotional activities to go with Revision 2. When the movie's released, and it goes out there, it's a unique opportunity to go to the movie theaters themselves, to arcades near the movie theaters, to pizzerias near the movie theaters. These are all great places and great opportunities for us to place the game. Now, we mustn't forget that the movie trailer previewing this is being played now and being viewed by millions of players. And I say that because the movie is directly appealing to our players. These are the people that will be playing our game. So it's important that we understand how significant that is for us and how the trade-off effect and the cross-promotions that we can take advantage of. What I think it would be good is for you to see the trailer that we've actually been running for the Mortal Kombat. And also, if you look at the graphic we've got on the screen, when we published the Mortal Kombat 3 game, it had been on location for 6 months before we actually had the movie come out. When the movie came out, the earnings went up significantly. And for a fighting game, after a 6-month period, that's pretty incredible. So we know the impact the movie has. Let's have a look at the movie trailer and see what exactly the players are seeing now.
Every generation, an ancient gateway opens that links the Earth with another world. But this time, the ultimate evil has been released. Now, the fate of our planet is about to be decided.
Sonya, Kitana, Jax, Jade, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Cyrax, Smoke, Shiva, Motaro. Fight.
Last time, they fought for their lives. This time, they're fighting for ours.
Excellent.
I think the other thing that's important to note is that in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, many of the characters are based off characters in Mortal Kombat 4. That's pretty impressive. The players are going to want to go out and find these characters in the games. Yes, we had a false start, but I think you'll agree that we're not just in the race, we really are going to be ahead of the race with Mortal Kombat 4 Revision 2.
We decided to make Off-Road Challenge because all the other games were very stagnant and dry in that your car stuck to the road on a flat asphalt pavement with no bumps, no jumps, no terrain differences.
No two games are alike. That's a big, big deal in this game. Unlike fighting games where you learn a lot of the moves and then you really have to move on to something new, you can have a different experience every time you play this game.
It's fun to watch like 4 kids get in and just have a great time. Sit there with their stacks of quarters and yelling at each other.
It's fantastic to work with a company with the amount of dedication that Midway's got to making a #1 game.
There are 8 trucks, I like to call them characters in the game.
Each behave a little bit differently. There are lower center of gravities. There are bigger, more massive cars.
One of the best features of these vehicles is that you can power slide. Plain and simple, you can get into a curve and you can slide your vehicle and it becomes a lot of fun. We started with the Mojave track, which is a desert course.
There's the Baja course, you're going along the beaches of Baja, California. We've got the El Paso track, going through the old ghost towns of El Paso in Texas. At Pikes Peak, you're going through some snow-covered mountains.
One of the favorites and most fun is Las Vegas. It's also one of the most challenging. It's got a spoof of Area 51, and then you get to wind your way through a mine. We offer Off-Road Challenge in a multi-link kit. Operators can link together 2, 3, or 4 machines. We have seen the highest earnings with the 4-way quad links.
The Speed Shop is a real unique feature in our game. Essentially, it's a place where you can buy upgrades of either your speed, your tires, acceleration, nitros, or your engine.
We are seeing a phenomenal amount of earnings from the Speed Shop because not only can the player spend the money he's won on the track, he can also add in quarters at any time and beef up each item. Anybody can come into this game and have a good time.
Easy to learn, but very hard to master this game. It's got a broad appeal.
Computer programmers were able to get in the realism of off-road racing that I had hoped they could. I think it's fantastic. Every time I see the game, I'm proud to be associated with it. I think it's going to be a real hit.
I'd now like to ask the queen of our driving games for Midway, Miss Lenore Sayers, to come and say a few words.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. Well, I guess we all know by now that the prophecy that we said a couple months ago about Off-Road Challenge being a great game has proven to be so. I have talked to many of you over the last couple of months, and I think we can all say that we've got another driving hit on our hands. The video that we just showed had gone over a lot of the different features of the games, and I think that we can take a lot of what we have just seen here down to the convention floor over the next couple of days and then back to the offices and keep the momentum going that we've started. What I want to do right now is just to review some of the aspects of driving games, and maybe this will also help in your endeavors for this. Driving games have proven to be the heart of the video games industries. We all know that. They offer the entertainment that all players are looking for. The never-ending enthusiasm for getting behind the wheel of the car and taken to the road has been a passion for people for 90 years. This is one of the reasons that we've experienced the undeniable success of such driving great games as Off-Road Challenge and Cruising, month to month, year to year. Since driving games have become such an integral part of our business, we thought we'd like to share with you some of our research that we've done. The first is let's look at the effects of linking. The first graph shows the increase of earnings as games are linked. The interesting note is that as more games are linked, it appears that there is a little bit of the law of diminishing returns that may play into effect. And a lot of you have asked us, many of your customers have asked you, well, can you link 5, 6, 7, 8? Well, you can. But the most important thing is, and where the most effect of the income is in the first 4 games linked. So it's imperative that you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 linkable capabilities. But after 4, it gets a little iffy. Okay, our next graph shows how special features can affect game income. As driving games are developed, the game designers create in their games opportunities for higher income and longevity. In Off-Road Challenge, the Speed Shop features has offered exactly that. The player has been given the enticement to play again and again by offering the opportunity to customize his or her truck at the Speed Shop. Speed Shop dollars are earned through gameplay as the player advances his skills, or he can choose to actually buy these additional items by inserting money directly into the cash box at the beginning of the next race. This is a very, very important feature. And I think it's something that you want to point out because this makes a big difference than the other driving games out there. This ability to buy parts adds directly to the revenue, as well as to the variety of the game. This final graph shows the consistency of driving games over the best of other video games, those that were in the top 10. It compares the earnings of 11 driving games and 13 others over the period of 6 months. As you can clearly see, driving games outperform the others. It's easy to conclude, and as we've all told our customers, driving games are a great investment. Our designers will continue to develop games and gameplay that keep the players' interest by understanding the need of the players for familiarity, variety, and creativity, and integrating those into our games. Thanks.
From the very first glimpse, it's obvious this game is like no other. A study of symmetry, form, and function. Cirqus Voltaire makes an awesome presentation in any location. From the bold display of colors to the ingenious mechanics, every inch of this game is a challenge. Cirqus Voltaire is a powerful surge of electrifying sensations. This game features an innovative one-piece back glass design for ease, simplicity, and a more striking display. In a brilliant move, the Touchmaster panel's line of sight has been lowered to the playfield for better integration with gameplay. The circus arena itself is lighted from above by this flowing current of authentic neon energy. There are cannons, contraptions, mystified magic, and 6 different multi-ball modes. Presiding over this pandemonium is the daunting and mischievous Ringmaster.
I am the Ringmaster.
He is relentless as he taunts the player again and again.
I will never back down.
Cirqus Voltaire is simple, yet challenging. And as always, our pinball games are created to appeal to the widest audience possible. Successfully complete these 8 marvels of skill and defeat the Ringmaster to join the circus and become a Voltaire performer. Now this next level of action is where the skilled player excels. 5 challenging tests of dexterity and timing are the only thing that keeps the player from unmasking the true identity of the Ringmaster. The action is fast, the shots are smooth, and there are so many wonders to experience at the circus. There is nothing anywhere like Cirqus Voltaire.
Pinball, one of the staples of our industry. something that's been around for some time, and it's going to be around for a lot longer. Over the past 22 years, we have been tracking the trends of the pinball market, trying to understand what turns the market up and what turns it off. You can see from this graph, which is pretty interesting because it goes back quite a long way, that way back in the 70s there was a significant downward trend. We managed to turn it around. Electronic pinball. Some of you might remember that as solid state. That was great. We had a great upswing. And then unfortunately in the 80s we had the video crash. And I know you all remember that disastrous time. Every product was affected and pinball went down to an all-time low in sales history. But we had the answers. We came up with innovations that turned the market around. And I'm sure, again, most of you remember the product Space Shuttle, the interactive toys. We were going along quite well and we started to see another downward trend. And then innovation again turned it around, dot matrix. Now, dot matrix added a whole new dimension and really pushed the pinball market to phenomenal levels. And over the next 5 years, we sold more pinballs than we had done in the previous 10. Quite a significant feat. Well, as with all cyclical markets, the downward trend came. Saturation, competitive products ROI, and we had a little bit of a dip there. But as you can see, not as bad as it's been in the past. Additionally, we started to slow it down by some of the innovations that we tried. Our designers took some bold, aggressive moves, coming up with things such as token pins, linked pinballs, and interactive back glasses. And that brings me to today's product, Cirqus Voltaire. The designers that brought you World Cup, Arabian Nights, Theatre of Magic, put this very glamorous package together. What they did was they moved the dot matrix from the back glass down to the playfield. Now, what effect will this have? For the novice player, it has a big effect. For the players that walk up that aren't experienced pin players, they no longer have to take their eyes off the ball. They can interact with the back, the dot matrix feature and see what they have to do without losing the ball and feeling cheated. For the experienced player, the people that have been supporting us all along, it adds another dimension because the dot matrix is now totally interacted with the product. So you can have this cool features incorporated. But there's more to Cirqus Voltaire than just the dot matrix being moved. It's got some really cool interactive toys. Some of the toys, as you saw in the film, the Ringmaster, the pop-up jet bumper, some rollover switches, we brought back some old favorites. Combination of that with the very, very strong graphics package, this is a complete entertainment package. And I think that Cirqus Voltaire, just like Medieval Madness, has started this turnaround of pinball and will take it forward. Innovation, promotion, and technology advances are some of the things that will continue to make products move forward. In our August symposium, one of the things that you asked for from us was to do more player promotions, more player activity, attract new players. Well, the first thing we've done is we put our heads together and thought, well, what can we do? How do we start exposing pinball? We put together a pinball documentary, of which is currently being aired on the pay-per-view channels and will be aired in other places too. That's the first thing that we've done. We've also got a lot of player activity planned to go out there to try and create new players. The designers are also working on new innovations. I think it's safe to say that Cirqus Voltaire is here to stay and to help us turn this market around. And for us to know that pinball has been here a long time and is going to be here for a long time.
I'd like to ask you all a question. What makes a game great? I mean, is it the gameplay, the graphics and the sound, the programming? Well, yes, but the real reason a game is great, the reason people plop down dollar after dollar after dollar, is the game itself. Is it fun? Does it have broad appeal? Is there enough variety? And is there a way to make it better? Now, these may not be burning questions around your water cooler, but around here, it's pretty much all we think about. Touchmaster was originally introduced with great games, superior graphics, a sleek cabinet, and a goal to be the best. At Midway, we're still committed to that goal. Software design is what will make Touchmaster one of the best-earning touchscreens on the market. And we have continually added exciting new games and features, with 3 software upgrades in the past year. We've taken touchscreen products beyond just trivia and card games. Midway was the first to bring you unique action games like Blast 'em and Hot Hoops. And Touchmaster 3000 is another example of our pledge to create innovative new games and incorporate features that you have asked for. Touchmaster 3000 is now location adjustable with our new Touch Key feature. You can access volume, reset high scores, and enter a message that will play in the attract mode, allowing you to customize the screen to any location. Touchmaster 3000 offers a variety of great new games. Breakout 3000 is the first game from our huge catalog of proven hits to be released on the Touchmaster platform. It's instantly recognizable, easy to play, and includes new features that make it even better than the original. Word search is an old classic brought to life on the touchscreen. With broad appeal to men and women, it's fun to play alone or in groups. Well, you asked for it, and we answered. Erotic games for Touchmaster. And here they are. Erotic Solitaire, an exciting twist on a timeless game. Strip Poker, a classic poker game that won't have a problem keeping your interest. And all of our erotic games include stunning female and male models photographed on location in Las Vegas, exclusively for Midway, and seen only in Touchmaster 3000. Another Touchmaster 3000 exclusive is our new soccer game, simple but addictive. It's based on the world's most popular sport. It capitalizes on soccer's tremendous international appeal and fits perfectly into any market. So did you figure out what it takes to make a game great? Yeah, I know you're going to say collections, but do you know how to keep those collections coming? One word: commitment. Let me tell you, Touchmaster is here to stay. We've got a bunch of cool original games in the works, not to mention drawing on our huge library of proven hits. And you know what else? Midway's put together this team of people who pretty much work all hours of the night, creating, developing, and tweaking. Not only are we pioneering touchscreen technology, but we're planning on updating the Touchmaster software on a regular basis to keep those games nice and fresh. Not to mention those earnings. How's that for commitment? So the next time someone asks you the question, what makes a game great? Just have them give us a call. We'll set them straight.
I'd like to ask Mr. Touchmaster, Marty Glazeman, to come up and talk to you. Thank you.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, wrong side, sorry. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you very much. Touchmaster 3000. It is not just an upgrade. It is a complete new game. Just a few short weeks ago, we brought out Touchmaster 2000 Plus. It had a whole new look, new games, and a new dimension. This month, we are coming out, available in November, with Touchmaster 3000. Everybody asked us for new word games. Word search takes off on a new, it's a timeless game. It's been around for centuries. You can buy it in every magazine store, airport in the world. It comes in every single language, and it plays extraordinarily neat on the touch screen. It has over 32 categories, over 1,000 words, which mixed in with the categories literally gives the player over 1 million different choices to choose from as the games come up. There's easy and a hard setting, and a lightning round for bonus play at the end. This is a cool game, and it's testing extraordinarily well. Well, you asked us to do adult games. I forced one of our game designers, John Newcomer, to go out to Las Vegas. He didn't want to go. But he rounded up some showgirls and some dancers that are fantastic. Guys and girls, they're beautiful, they're sharp. They're only available on Touchmaster. He shot a ton of video, and strip poker allows the player to choose 5 of these girls or guys, or you can go on a blind date and the game will automatically choose one for you. A fantastic, fun playing game. I encourage everybody to try it. It's really neat. Erotic Solitaire. That's absolutely the most popular game available on any touchscreen. It's got beautiful images of these shows, girls, and when you win the game, you get even a more revealing image showing either male or female. Breakout 3000. Again, people asked us, how about our timeless classics? What about that library? When are you going to do something with it? One of our game designers sat down and he said, I can do your Breakout 3000. He created one of the neatest games that we've all seen. It's got dynamic, vibrant colors. There's 50 levels plus hidden levels. There's over 6 different power-ups. It's just a fun game to play. I know it's just going to do very, very well. Kick Champions, a soccer game. Another neat game, a game that was a lot of distributors asked us for. It's literally done on request. It was almost a demand item. This game, though, however, was created. It's got 16 secret bonus rounds. You can choose from 5 different players in different colors. You pass the ball from player to player to player. When you touch the player that's got the ball, it shoots in for a score. The touch key system is a system that, again, operators and locations asked us to put this in. The game design did a phenomenal job. The operator creates for the location a code of 4 numbers that allows the location to go in and adjust the volume depending on how quiet or noisy it is in a location. The location can go in and adjust the erotic feature. They can turn it on or turn it off depending on the time of day or who the clientele is. Should the operator want to give them these features? The location can go in and put on a message, whatever they might want to do, as well as a new message that we put in, a single scrolling message that goes across the bottom of the screen. So there's 5 different features that the location or the operator can give the location options to do each one if he wants. The game includes complete new sounds, more than double the image space. In addition, as an added bonus, game design finished a game this week that we weren't sure was going to be done, but it's not even up here. It's an exciting new game. It's a puzzle action game called Spotlight. It's a matching game, and they just finished it. I was playing it just a little while ago, a couple hours ago when they brought it in. It's absolutely fantastic. So there's a lot of new games, new look, new features. We're committed to make this happen. As Joe Dillon said earlier, I just want to restate it. We will be #1 in the touchscreen market. Believe it.
Thanks, Marty. This really is a strong product. It's not an update, it's a new product. The way it looks and the content is really strong. Now for our final presentation, I'd like to invite the Midway sports commentators, Mr. Mark Chan and Mr. Ron Baum.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Well, by now, I got to think that everybody in this room has had an opportunity to see and feel and play what a phenomenal game NFL Blitz is. You know, I got to say that if there's anybody in this room that when they play Blitz doesn't get a little bit excited or get an adrenaline rush, you got to get your pulse checked. This game is phenomenal. Ron, you've taken it on the road.
It is one exciting game. There's no doubt about it. I've had the great opportunity to take this game on the road recently, and everywhere we stopped, the players, the distributors, the operators, and even our competition couldn't stop playing the game.
You know, Ron, this is the first arcade game, that's been officially licensed and sanctioned by the NFL and the NFL Players Association.
Mark, it is. It has the endorsement of the National Football League as well as the entire Players Association.
Wait a second. You know, Ron, we've got, not only do we have all 30 teams, we've selected
over
100 of the
recognizable, the most
players.
highly recognizable players
that's right.
in this
You
game.
don't want to forget that.
And if you want to choose your own team, like maybe I would choose the Chicago Bears, maybe I wouldn't, 0-7.
Well, Ron, you know you're 0-7 for the last 2 days anyway. But right here on this screen, we got like the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Now we got all the things here that the players want and recognize.
Absolutely. And Mark, what do these footballs down here mean?
Ron, these footballs down here represent quarters. 1 through 4. And everybody plays a full game. That's one thing nice about this game. They're not going to have players walking up and saying, hey, I'm going to play 1 quarter. They're going to play the whole game.
We have consistently seen players playing a full game, not just 1 quarter. And what that means is our distributors have to remember to include the dollar bill validators in these games because of the added earnings.
You know, and when you play a full game, you know, you get these halftime stats, which I know you don't really like seeing because of the thrashing you've taken.
Now, what did it
last
mean
couple days.
that I had the highest time of possession, but my score wasn't as good as yours? Is that
Ron, you've got an L column. That's all you got.
All right.
But here we got the Dallas Cowboys, and I know Doug Valentino, you'll be happy that in this game you can score in the red zone. You know, strategic player selection. You know, the design group that put this game together has got all the elements in here. You got over 80 combination of offensive and defensive plays. You know, you've got the high fives, you got the high step-in, you got the end zone finale. You know, you got the celebrations going on. This
Mark,
game's got it all.
Don't forget, we've also got the secret codes. With the secret codes, you get more plays, you get various weather conditions, you get a lot of cool features. You get rain, you get fog, and what this spells is it means that this game has some great depth. And it's the kind of game that every player, from the novice player all the way to the advanced player, is going to love to play.
Ron, that's great for a guy that's 0-7. You've got this package here. It's what a complete package. You've got, I mean, look at this thing.
It's a highly recognizable logo, the NFL on it. It's got your 49-way joysticks right here.
You use 8 motions.
With these 49-way joysticks, it gives the player a great command and feel of the game. It's got awesome graphics, which take full effect of our medium resolution monitor, as well as our 3DFX chip and our hard drive.
You know, Ron, with the outstanding software and the combination of the outstanding hardware, you know, you've got an absolute winner here.
You got to stand back. You got to take a look at this screen and totally enjoy the fact Blitz #1, and look at the ratio of the two. What does that translate to, Mark?
Big money in the cash box. Big money in the cash box.
Let's take a look at this game now. Thank you.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, your stomach is about in your throat, you know, and your heartbeat is about bazillion pumps per second.
People talk about butterflies, but it's like in a knot before the game. And somehow you got to calm yourself down. You know that the ball is coming.
The fans in the stands is just going crazy, pointing fingers, saying you're going to fall.
Oh, you can hear them talking about how you missed the one before. You're going to choke again.
You got to be real physical. You got to be intense. Because if you aren't, you're not going to survive.
The linebackers, you know, they all looking at you and their eyes are big.
I can't outrun the other guys on that field, but somehow I'll find a way to do it.
You can't be thinking about anything else except just putting that ball through the uprights.
I like to be in the tough situations when everything is on the line.
It's like going through 15 car wrecks in one day.
It all comes down to power. It really does.
It takes over your whole body.
It's the best feeling ever.
I can feel it. I can feel it pumping through my veins.
I can feel it coming at me. I can feel it.
Looks like an all-blitz. Beautiful catch! And this game is underway!
Here's the snap. Make me draw snap. He throws it to Irvin. He did
Come play with us for about a week and see what you think about it. You know, just see what you think about it.
Well, I don't know what you think, but you look at this lineup of product. Mortal Kombat 4, NFL Blitz, Cirqus Voltaire, new software for Touchmaster, and OffRoad Challenge. We've done our job. We've created profit opportunities for you and for the operators. Again, we need your support as always. We need your focus, your effort, and we would appreciate your orders. Now, the designers and a lot of the salespeople will be around here. We only have a few games up here as examples. We will be available to answer all your questions, any ideas. And again, this session was designed more educational so that you guys would have the ammunition to make the presentations to your operators in your own style and your own way. Thank you. Thank you very much.